Alright, so Paul sent his Core Grafx 2 back to me with everdrive problems. He says, okay, he's OS version 4, firmware 1, assembled October 3rd of 2014. I think he was playing Keith Courage. He sent me a video of it messing up. I think this is one of the things that did. It wouldn't even load the game. You're probably in Jap mode. Yeah. Okay, this is Japanese mode. Regular key cards work fine. Oh, his has that white cover on it. It's kind of a 3D printed cover. There's nothing on the back though. And it's a version 1.2. Mine's a 1.1, I believe. The bad thing about it is you can't tell what region it's in just by looking at it. It's all covered. I don't like that. I can kind of tell. I can just barely see the letters, and it's in PCE mode, obviously. There was another game he was playing. I have to go back and look at his video real quick and see. Whoa. That is definitely messed up. Okay, and now we'll put mine on here. PC Engine mode. 1943 Jap. One thing I do like is the LED is diffused through that 3D printed piece, and it's very bright on mine that does not have that cover. Annoyingly bright. Looks like it's not going to load. Which doesn't make sense because it was working fine on the Duo R. Which means it actually could be a problem with the console. Sounds like a fail pretty immediately, doesn't it? Let's see if I can find Keith Courage. Yeah, it's already messed up. Well, I think that pretty immediately narrows it down to the region mod or the console itself. Yeah, it's totally messed up. Can't even hardly recognize it anymore, can you? This is the result of sending it back to Thesteve, who is the original creator of the circuitry. And after figuring out that it wasn't something simple that I could fix to get the Turbo EverDrive to work with the region mod board, about the only thing that I could do was to replace the chip, and I did that, and it did nothing. It had the exact same problem. And Steve was actually anxious to figure out what the problem was as well, so I sent it back to him, and he said he pulled ground plane off and he ungrounded the grounded pins that were right here, input and output pins that were unused in the circuit, and that didn't, I don't think he said the chip was oscillating, and I think the final thing that he did that actually got it working right is he actually put his finger on the data pins on the hue side right here, and it was able, it stopped it oscillating, and it started working better. So that's when he added this. This is just a 10K inline to ground resistor network. So I've already redesigned my PCB to have those. I should have those in a couple weeks, and I actually had to add them to this side, so the board will be a little longer over here. So for the most part, I'm not really concerned about fitment. Like I remember the Duo R had this metal shield over here that we had to cut back. Might have to cut it back a little bit more. Other than that, I don't think it's going to cause any problems in anything. Because it was shorter than that right there. It was just a couple of really tiny 4 resistor network or arrays, or whatever you want to call it, very small ones. So I'll show those when I get those in, and that should be the final revision of this board as far as getting it into production and selling it through Stone Age Gamer, and I'll probably sell a bunch to people on the PC Engine FX forums too, whoever wants to buy a good quantity at a time. I'm not going to sell these individually. I'm going to say probably 15 or 20 at a time, maybe, is probably be my limit. So I want to put this on the PVM and give it another test. Okay, so I did unsolder the switch just because it was glued to the top shell, and I didn't want to send that to Thesteve, so he's got it solder bridged, and it looks like he's got it in TG16 mode on the EverDrive. That may be wrong. Yeah. Okay, and I think it was 1943 and Keith Courage were our problem ROMs. Everything seems to be working. So reboot here. Try Keith Courage. That's enough of that. I think that proves that this last revision works great. So, like I said, I'll get the boards back here in a week and a half, 2 weeks, installed into a couple other consoles again, retest again, and then I think we'll be finally ready to order a bunch of them and start selling them off.